Hi friends, today I started working on one of my old long pending garden project. Um, but in every stage when I'm trying to solve this problem, it poses a new challenge. I thought I'll just post the problem statement and see if anyone can give some innovative ideas for me to solve the problem. So let's see where I started and where I have ended so far. So this is the container I started with initially. So you see here I fitted with a motor and a delivery pipe, and then after this I used a 1-inch pipe to try to pump the water from the container through this pipe into the 1-inch pipe, and then I made holes at each of my pot. So I'll just show you the pot arrangement. So here you see the pot arrangement. I have about 8 pots and I just have a pipe running, and in fact this is a new pipe, but older one I used a 1-inch solid pipe and I tried running the water through that, making holes at each of the pots. The problem was that motor was not powerful enough, so it couldn't deliver enough water. Either depending on the position of the pipe, either only the first 3 pot would get the water or the last 3 would get, depending on how you bend the pipe. But it was not powerful enough to deliver enough water to run through the entire 8 pots. So this motor was not powerful enough. So I even tried running a 1/2-inch pipe, a rubber pipe, and tried and more or less ended with the same problem. Maybe the 4th pot started getting a bit of water, but then I couldn't touch with all the 8 pots. So next I went in to get a motor of higher capacity, and after quite some research I realized the ones which are sold by the aquariums, the fish tanks, that would have enough power to deliver, because I had seen some people make self-sustained or perpetual fountains using this, and this can probably drive the water up to 1 feet or even 1.5 meter, 1 meter or 1.5 meter above the ground. So I bought this, and now I bought a new pipe which I showed you, and perfectly fits in. I'm able to run the water. I tried this with this motor on a 1-inch pipe, and pretty much it delivered into all the 8 pots. So this is the height of the container I had. This is where I started. So what I tried doing with the new pipe is I put the submersible pump that I just showed completely into it, and I started running. But then it's a basic physics again, it posed a new problem. The build of the pump is such a way that it cannot stop the water from being pumped. It can only give enough pressure difference to start the flow of water. Now the issue is, once the water starts flowing, it's just a small tunnel, and since this drum is higher or it's taller than the pots, the water is always at a higher potential. So once the water flow is established, even if you switch off the pump, the water flow doesn't stop until water gets to the lower potential. And now I see a new problem, that my pots will be fed with really lots of water than required. It would spoil the whole plants there. Next thought process I had was that, okay, let me reduce the container size, and I got this bucket, which is probably ends up being almost equal to the size of the pot, and then tried submersing it. But the thing is, I have smaller pots at the end, so the pipe still ends up being at the lower potential, and right now it's a half-baked solution. Yes, I could still use it. Probably the water that I can use is 3/4 of the bucket, or probably less than 3/4 of the bucket. So yes, it could sustain, but then it really doesn't serve the purpose, because then I will have to pour water into this bucket every day. So the next solution, which at least that has come to my mind right now, is probably get a container which is smaller than this in height, but broader than this in the surface, in the volume. So it can hold a lot of volume, and I can have a container at the lower potential than the pot, and then I can probably stop the water being fed to the plant when I turn off the pump. So okay, that was the problem statement. So before I run and buy another container with probably a lower potential and a bigger surface area, I don't know what more problem I would run into. So I thought I'll just make a small problem statement video and post it to you guys. So if you guys see that I can have any other approach, please suggest. I'll see if I can take it up and implement. Also, if you have any other ways of tackling instead of container, is there anything that we can do with the pipe or the motor, or even if you have any other motor suggestion, please feel free. Some of the option I have thought is to not tie the pipe at a higher potential and tie it to the iron bars that I have there and try to get the water there, but then it would give rise to new problems that the water would flow on the iron railings and it would end up being rusted, and also the water would flow on the balcony exit, and then it would probably start dripping down and it would drip on someone below the building. So these problems would arise. So yeah, I'm just trying to see what other ways that I can solve the problem. Any help is welcome. Thank you.